What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. This time we are in the United States, Miami, for round number 5. We've only scored points in the first race of the season. Other than that, we've been around that P12, P13 position with Valtteri, Bottas, and Ricciardo. The less said, the better. Oh, I forgot about this. Bottas got in a crash last time, didn't he? Oh, my days. In that crash last race, Bottas had his chassis destroyed. So I'm going to put the new chassis on Bottas's car and the old one back on Ricciardo's. You can see the difference there. The top speed is the big difference. Also through the medium speed and the high speed corners. And it's because Bottas has been performing better. I trust him to get a points finish over Daniel Ricciardo. So, I mean, it's harsh on Ricciardo, but he hasn't been doing the job. Ricciardo will also have the old spec on the side pod. So I'm going to expect him to be a lot slower. So I'm going to be less harsh on Ricciardo this weekend because he is on pretty much all the old stuff. I think coming up he is going to have the newer stuff. So the chassis will come in 5 days, new side pods. So he'll have the new chassis, new side pods for the next Grand Prix. And then Bottas will have the new suspension as well. You look at the design and research, we've got nothing going on as of right now. And that's because we're waiting 3 more days for the next ATR period. Once that happens, we're going to be chucking on a bunch of designs and maybe even do some research for next season as well. All right, I'm expecting a lot from Bottas and pretty much nothing from Ricciardo. Kind of how the season has already gone. But Bottas, he's got the better car, he's got the newer stuff, and Ricciardo's car should be a lot slower. So if Ricciardo can make it in a Q2, that'll be a bonus. I might just take penalties for Ricciardo anyway, because why not just get the penalties out the way, get new engines on the car while you're slow, as it's a 29.0 for Bottas, a second slower for Ricciardo. He must have been held up. He shouldn't be a second slower. I'm expecting maybe 4 tenths around that margin, but a whole second is a lot of time. Bottas looks like he's putting a good lap to start us off. We're starting our final flying laps now. No one in the way, so Bottas, Ricciardo, they should be good. They shouldn't get held up. Let's watch them. Let's watch the times as they go on by. So Bottas, first sector, 33.1, a little slower. 33.3 for Ricciardo. I don't think Ricciardo's going to stay in. And honestly, I wouldn't be too mad if he finishes bottom. I'm kind of expecting it. And plus, we could get rid of those penalties that he's going to get. 20.8 in the middle sector for Ricciardo. Ricciardo's actually not got a bad lap, as Bottas hopefully doesn't get held up. What about Danny Ric? It doesn't look like it. So Bottas, first one, up to the line. What's he got in the locker? I think he's through anyway. He stays P12. Danny Ric stays P20. I think he must have been held up on that final sector, because to be 7 tenths off of Yuki Tsunoda is a long, long way. Granted, he doesn't have the upgrades. We'll get the upgrades in for him next Grand Prix, at least 2 of them. So he could kind of be up there. But we can take the penalties with Ricciardo and all the engines. We used up every engine during the practice session so that we could do that. So it's going to be a long, long race for him today. But hopefully, in the future, you know, with the new upgrades, he can start to kick on. Plus, won't have to worry about the penalties as much. So we'll use up all the penalties. He'll be starting from the back of the grid. Valtteri Bottas, on the other hand, he looks decent. Come on, Valtteri. What you got in your locker? You've dropped down to P9 after Esteban Ocon finished his lap and he got ahead. I think Gasly finished his lap and he stays P14. So that's pretty big. I'm sure Sainz is going to improve. I'm sure Hamilton. So Bottas needs to find time on his final lap as long as he doesn't get held up. Coming up to Ocon now. No, it looks like we got through nice and clean. It's a 33.2 in the first sector, which is pretty slow. So not a good start. And it's a 20.7. It is not looking good at all. Valtteri Bottas has to hope that Hamilton has a bit of a stinker. Otherwise, he will be out here in Q2. Alonso finishes in P15. I think he might have had a problem. He didn't come back out. Gasly, P14. Hamilton jumps ahead up to P9. And Bottas is out in Q2. But I'll tell you what, if we stay P11, what could Lando Norris do? Up to the line. Lando Norris, only P12 for Lando. P11 is a great result, and we'll take that for sure. We could have maybe made it into Q3, but look at those Williams cars. They're both absolutely rapid. Guan Yu Zhou, Alex Albon, P7, P8. Williams look like a real force this season. P11 for us and P20. That's why we put the upgrades on Bottas's car. He will make the most of them. I am going to take a new ERS engine with Daniel Ricciardo, but I don't want to take a new engine in itself because it's going to cost me 5 mil and it's going to put us in debt. So I don't want to do that, but I will take a new ERS engine. And I'm thinking, do we take a new? No, that puts us in debt. All right, so we'll just take the new ERS for Daniel Ricciardo. What's the best way forward? Do we go soft, medium, softs? I think the two-stop strategy is the better strategy. Soft, medium, softs could be the way, especially with Valtteri Bottas. Maybe if we pit a little bit earlier onto the softs around lap 40. I think that could be the method. Start on the faster tyre as well. I like it. And Ricciardo, it doesn't really matter for Ricciardo. He's going to be at the back anyway. We'll start on the hard tyres, go to the mediums. Ricciardo's in the mud either way. Points, points, points. Valtteri Bottas, try and get yourself inside the points, please. We only got 2 so far this season, so any more we'll absolutely take. We're starting P11. I'm sure most people are on the softs or the mediums. Ricciardo, the only one on the hard tyre, because that is certainly not the tyre you want to be on. We just chucked him on it because he's going to be super slow. Anyway, as Bottas holds on to that P11 place, 3 cars ahead of him, all on the softs. You got a bunch of the mediums as well. So it's a good mix on the grid between the softs and the mediums. Bottas just hold position, which he has. Ricciardo unable to get past anybody. If he can get past Pourchaire, that would be kind of cool. We can ruin his race a little bit. But I think Ricciardo's going to be at the back regardless. And if he can hang on to the back of these cars, I'll be impressed. But I highly doubt it. I kind of feel for Danny Ric. He's already 3.5 seconds behind after 3 laps. We have stiffed him up with the strategy. We should have put him on the softs. I don't know why I did the hards. We knew he was going to fade away really, really quickly if we did that. And I feel for him a little bit. But, oh well. Our focus is on Valtteri Bottas and scoring points with him. Where's Fernando Alonso come from? Where's he come from? I guess you started at the back. So Fernando Alonso making a move on Valtteri Bottas. Fair enough. I thought it was Norris still behind us. And, I mean, don't fight it too much. No point. As long as we stay in the DRS, we are fine. We are churning through our tyres just a little bit, just to stay with these guys. Stay inside that top 12. As long as we're here and we're in the DRS, we're in that fight for potentially points. And we might have to beat one, maybe both of the Williams cars. We could maybe beat Ocon as well. It's going to be a stretch. We are not the fastest car inside these top 12. We're probably the slowest out of these all these cars. The gap that I like right now is... Oh, God, Valtteri around the outside. All right, getting a bit brave. The gap that I like right now is that 3-second gap from Norris down to Gasly. That is a nice gap to have as Bottas dives down the inside. Okay, he's trying to go for the move. We'll help him out. Deploy what you need. Push. Deploy. I think that gap to Alonso is 1.6. That's a little too much. We're going to try and push just a little bit to try and separate that gap to Esteban Ocon. I don't think that's going to work. I think Ocon's actually going to be able to have a go back at us with the DRS. If not down this straight, then the following straight. But you can see Alonso kind of getting caught up in that pack between Hamilton, Zhou, Albon. If we could catch up through this will be huge if we could get DRS. I don't think we're going to get it. I think we were just missed out on that detection point. Did we get it? Yes, we did. Hello, we got a bit of DRS. Okay, let's join this pack. Valtteri Bottas. Today's the day where we score point. Ew, how have you lost a second there? But anyway, hopefully today's the day where we score points. We have pushed these tyres as long as possible. I think we got to pit now, to be honest. Look at the down at 33%. We're going to lose a lot of time if we don't pit now. Okay, we're going to pit now onto a set of mediums. Go aggressive. I mean, the worst case scenario, we go onto another set of mediums to end the Grand Prix. I think that might be the way to do it. Soft, medium, medium. So it's not too bad that we got to pit early onto a set of mediums. We're losing times to the cars up ahead. Stroll into the pits as well to put on a set of mediums. I wonder if anybody in front of me will. It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're all staying out. So coming into the pits, we could get a nice little undercut on these Williams cars as long as we put in a good outlap. So Bottas into the pits. Don't mess up the pit stop. Good pit stop. Good pit stop. 2.9. We'll take it. We'll take it. It's not the best, but that's kind of where our pit crew is at. So 2.9 pit stop. Other people coming into the pits as well. We're going to have clear air. Look at this. Beautiful clear air. And the only car in front of us is Daniel Ricciardo, who we can tell to move out the way if we need to. So clear air. The undercut's going to work easily. The switch is incoming. Danny Ric, do not fight your teammate. Let him past. Bottas is on a charge. I don't think anybody that we're battling has pit yet. So Ricciardo has let Bottas through. He's lost about a second and a half in the process, but that's not a problem. I'll tell you what, Danny Ric could hold up a couple people. Maybe Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda when they pit. So he could be used as a bit of a defense mechanism right there, and Bottas can keep pulling that gap, making that undercut work, and it's in our hands. I think we've got a very good chance at scoring points here. Albon in the pits. Albon is in the pits. Hopefully, he has a slow pit stop. I think we've got him covered anyway with the undercut by quite a bit. Let's see. Yeah, Bottas coming around the final corner. We should be good for the undercut. But Albon into the pits. Let's see. Please have a slow pit stop. We would love a slow pit stop here. Onto another set of softs. That's interesting. Okay, it's not a slow pit stop. He is good. Bottas is out ahead of him. What about Daniel Ricciardo? It's going to be close, actually. Come on, Danny Rick. Go on, Danny Rick. Oh, you bottle job. Oh, never mind. Ricciardo. What a G. Go on, fella. I mean, he's going to get past you very, very quickly. But if you can defend against him, we'll give you absolutely everything. Go for it, mate. He's on the hold-up job. Look at him. He's driving slow. He's frustrated, Alex Albon. Have some of that, Albon. He's on a used set of softs, Albon. So a set he used in Q3. And Danny Rick is going to do his utmost to hold him up. He is useful. Ricciardo is useful after all. As Albon looks for the move. No, 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 not today. Ricciardo says no. Danny Rick, you're hyping me up, fella. You'd expect Albon to get through now with the DRS. Is he? Oh, my God. God, Danny Rick. Hold him off one more lap. Hold him off one more lap. Ricciardo! Go on, fella! Go on, son! Hamilton in the pits as well. Ocon, Gasly. Surely Albon's through now. Daniel Ricciardo still defending. Hamilton out the pits. Where's he out? Oh, he's ahead of Ricciardo. But Ricciardo is doing the hold-up job of the century. What a baller. While Ricciardo does that, what tyre is Hamilton on? Hamilton's on a soft tyre, so he's probably going to come flying past us. Danny Rick, oh my God, let him cook. He's sourcing it up right now. Albon is getting frustrated. He's lost about two and a half seconds to us. We're on the mediums. He's on the softs. He's trying to get past on these soft tyres. Ricciardo is doing a phenomenal job for us right now. Absolutely unbelievable job. I'm loving it. Norris into the pits now. He was behind Bottas at one point. As long as he's not going for a one-stop strategy, I'm confident we're going to beat him. Albon should get through now. Ricciardo's out of ERS. I tell you what, Ricciardo, he's putting his car in the right places. This is the most exciting time in the Grand Prix. Danny Rick defending for his life against Albon, compromising his own race to help out his teammate Bottas. This is a genius strategy. Norris coming out of the pits now. He's going to come out miles ahead of Ricciardo, miles ahead of Albon, and that's because Ricciardo's just been holding up Albon the whole time. I think he's finally going to do it. Albon, no, I'm loving this. I am loving this. Ocon has joined the party as well. So Ocon is getting frustrated behind, who I don't think he could go to the end on those medium tyres. So this is a Ricciardo masterclass you are witnessing. A Daniel Ricciardo defensive masterclass. He's done it again. He has done it again. Daniel Ricciardo, he's loving it. He is absolutely loving it. Look at that. Ocon's battling with Albon. Ocon and Albon are going side by side. And Ricciardo's created a lovely little train. Look at this. He's got a little train to help out Bottas. I mean, as long as Bottas beats Norris, we'll probably score points here because of this train. Look at it. Look at it that Daniel Ricciardo's created. Is Ocon going to go for the move on Ricciardo? No. Danny Rick, let him cook. I actually can't believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. This is unbelievable. I did not expect Ricciardo to be able to defend this. He probably won't finish the race looking at the amount of fuel, but we're using it all. Oh, there they go. Both of them have got past finally on Daniel Ricciardo. What a defensive display, though. Look at that. 12 seconds is the gap. Oh, no, it's not. It's 6 seconds to Norris, but he has done an absolute brilliant job. Daniel Ricciardo, that is one way to keep your seat. Guan Yu Zhou's on the tail of Bottas. He's going to make that move. I think maybe Danny inside. Guan Yu Zhou, Danny inside on those hard tyres. We don't want to be battling you, mate. We want to save some fuel, but we don't want to be battling you. Let's see. What's the best way to do this? Is it mediums to softs or mediums to mediums? It's telling me the same. It is telling me the same. So say if we pit a couple laps earlier onto a set of mediums, we're going to get roughly the same race time as if we pit onto the softs. So if we could get these mediums to stay a little bit longer, we could go into softs, so they'll be that little bit quicker at the start. I don't know. I guess we'll kind of decide as we go along. The only frustrating part for Bottas right now is he has to save fuel. I want to save fuel just to be sure. I don't want to be towards the end of the race having to conserve fuel and being on that side of the front. We could actually probably go balanced now. We've still got another 30-odd laps, so we've got plenty of time to save it. We probably don't even have to worry about it too much now, but going side by side with Hamilton, that's not going to help us. I mean, We're going to save some now. We got Norris behind. We can't really let Norris overtake. That would not be a good look, as we're still battling the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Look at that, side by side. We don't really need to be doing this. We don't really want to be doing this. Guan Yu Zhou is getting a bit of a gap on those hard tyres. So, Daddy inside. All right, we've got the move done now on the Mercedes of Hamilton. Daddy inside goes Lando Norris as well. Look at this. We're not losing too much time to Zhou. Zhou's on the hard tyres, remember. He's going to the end of the Grand Prix. I think Guan Yu Zhou is beatable, for sure. We put on the softs. We're going to be so much quicker as long as we don't get held up in too much traffic. You can see that 7-second gap to Hamilton and Ocon because of the Daniel Ricciardo defensive masterclass. That could be huge. You also got Tsunoda 8 seconds behind Albon. So we'll probably come out behind Albon, who still has to pit himself. These three still have to pit themselves. So if we could go a little bit longer on these mediums and pit onto the softs roughly when they pit, that could be huge. Then we won't have to weave our way through the cars. We could go on that charge for Guan Yu Zhou. Norris, Hamilton, they might be a little bit of a problem, but we'll figure that out as we get there. Today, the pit. So Hamilton is the first one to call a pit stop as he goes on to a medium tyre to the end of the Grand Prix. So Hamilton, is it a good pit stop? It is good for Mercedes. Where is he going to come out? He should, I think, come out ahead of Tsunoda. If he comes out behind, that is going to hurt him a little bit. He might actually come out behind of Tsunoda. Coming out the pits now, it's going to be close. Hamilton versus Tsunoda. Tsunoda's ahead. That could cause him a headache or two. Hulkenberg as well. So Mercedes have got it a little wrong here as Hamilton has come out behind Tsunoda, behind Hulkenberg. And they're both on softs. I don't know when they're going to pit. They might not pit soon. So that could be a bit of a headache for Hamilton. Danny Rick coming out of the pits. Magnussen still has to pit. He might actually beat someone this race, which would be quite something. Has he been lapped? He has been lapped. It is a slow pit stop. It's a slow pit stop from Williams. Oh, it's disastrous. And he's gone through the safety car. That was a very slow pit stop. And he had a pit stop issue. And he's out behind poor chair. Albon, it looked like he was going to be in for points today. And then Daniel Ricciardo came in, ruined the day. Mate, I'm loving Danny Rick. Gasly into the pits as well. I mean, that gap is getting closer. I don't like it. We've been saving fuel. And we've been losing a lot of time. We should be coming into the pits very, very soon. So we're going to go a bit aggressive on these mediums. Use them up. We've lost 3 seconds to Lando Norris, who's on that soft tyre. And that seems to be working a little bit better. But I think he's got to go onto the mediums at the end. He might actually have to go onto the softs. Let's have a look real quick. Lando Norris, tyre history. He went medium soft. So Lando Norris is doing a better job than us, which is not good. Guan Yu Zhou on the hards. That's going to be an interesting chase down. Hamilton ahead of Tsunoda and Hulkenberg. So he's using up the mediums that he has now. And it's going to be interesting when Norris pits. He is ahead of us by quite a bit. He stays out another lap. We're going to stay out another lap. Ocon, is he going to stay out another lap? I believe so. So Gasly, I think, is a little bit of a worry to maybe get us on the undercut. Does Norris stay out? No, Norris is into the pits. And we are into the pits as well. We've got about a 2.5 second gap to Lando Norris. We need him to have a slow pit stop. But he's kind of asking for a lot as Norris gets out cleanly. And he might have been held up just a little bit by us coming in. But I don't think too much. It's a good pit stop from us. 2.6. We'll take that any day of the week. Where is Gasly? He's battling with Alex Albon. That is what we like to see. As out of the pits we come, I think we're far ahead of them. So we're in a good position to potentially score points. The chase begins now as Albon and Gasly still battling. And we've got a healthy gap to them. Onto the softs. They're both on the mediums. We should have a little bit more pace. We can chase down Lando Norris, who's also on the softs, who will be chasing down Lewis Hamilton. He's right behind Hamilton. So Hamilton got caught up behind Tsunoda, behind Hulkenberg, and that has cost him. And the battle for 10th is certainly there. Ocon needs to pit as well. Points are on the cards. Points are on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. Ocon into the pits. We are chasing down the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton for points in Miami. He's on 70% worn mediums. We're on 83% worn softs. We're pretty much good on the fuel, so we've done well on the fuel sides of things. We just need to close up that gap, get in that DRS, and I'm confident a point could be coming to Alfa Romeo. We're there. We're inside the second. I think we just save up a bit of fuel, and then we save up a bit of ERS, and then we go for the move on Hamilton. I tell you what, Bottas might go for it now, you know. He's got the DRS. He's looking at him around the outside. Bottas on his old teammate, Lewis Hamilton. Can he get the better of him this time? Look at this, around the outside. Valtteri Bottas. Go on, fella. Hamilton defending well. We're trying to save a bit of fuel, save a bit of ERS, so we don't actually really want to get the move done now. But yeah, we could certainly get P10. Anything more would be a bonus. And he's got the move done. Look at that. Bottas, through he goes. Let's push a little bit. Try and get away from Hamilton. Yeah, these softs are too good. Hamilton can't even hang with us. Hamilton cannot hang with us. We've got that 2-second gap. And these softs are certainly working a lot better. Guan Yu Zhou, what sort of lap times he's putting in? So he's putting in a 33.2. We're putting in a 31.3. That was on an aggressive fast lap, though. If we're still going to gain 2 seconds a lap, we could potentially close it on the Williams. We just can't get close enough to get in the DRS. If we get in that DRS, it's a different story, but we're just not there. 1.2, 1.3 is so close, but then we're out of ERS. Oh my God, we've used up a lot of fuel. We do not want to run out of fuel up to the line. Look how close we are. It's a whole second. We're there. We're in the DRS. We're finally in the DRS of Lando. We've used up our tyres to get there. We got a little worse tyres than Lando, but we're there. We can fight with Lando, who potentially can fight with Guan Yu Zhou. It's all going to kick off in these last 3 laps. Do not go anywhere. Come on, Bottas. Oh, a lap and a half to go. You're 0.7 behind Norris. It looks like Guan Yu Zhou's just going to have enough in the tank to stay ahead of us. We got to go for it. We have to go for it. You have to go for it, Bottas. Go for the overtake. Go for the move. And we could potentially score 2 points. We could double our tally here in Miami. So go for it. High overtake aggression. You can get it done now, Valtteri. You can get it done, mate. Yep. Down the inside, around the outside. I don't care. Go for the move. Look at that gap we got to Hamilton now. 11 seconds. Bottas to get 2 points in Miami. He's going for it. Around the outside. Breaks later than Lando Norris. Come on, Valtteri. Come on, son. You bottle job. Oh, you've got another chance. You've still got another lap, mate. You've still got another lap. No pressure. It's going to be a great battle all the way to the end. If we get it done now, we're going to have to defend down the next DRS straight. So let's see. What does Bottas do? Is he going to go for the move? He's looking at it. Around the outside. Switches to the inside. Switches to the outside. Switches to the inside. He's giving me a headache. But he almost crashes into the back of the McLaren. Half a lap. Half a lap. One more straight. Can Bottas do it on the final straight? His tyres are pretty much dead. He has put in a fantastic drive. Look at this. This could be right to the very wire. It's going to come down to the final corner of the final lap. We've got a little bit of extra fuel that we could use to give him a little bit of extra push down to that final corner. Valtteri Bottas versus Lando Norris. He's got the DRS. He's got the inside line. He's going to do it down the inside. Bottas through on Lando Norris at the final corner. Come on. What? How have you lost that? How have you lost that? He's bottled it. He is bottled. You were ahead. You were ahead. You could have taken the racing line. Why have you let him back through? Yeah, good points, mate. It was a point because you bottled it in the last corner. Mate, that is outrageous. How has he not won? How has he not got 9th place there? Bottle job. At least we know the upgrades are working and we got more upgrades coming in as well. That is one good sign. But how he has not got 9th place after having the inside line, he was half a car length ahead, is outrageous. To be fair, he deserves to be celebrating. If we... Points is points. We will take a point wherever we can get it because it helps us big time. Williams scored 4 points, 2 points for McLaren. I think we're fighting McLaren as well. No, McLaren have 11 points already. We're fighting AlphaTauri, Haas. So to be on 3 points, AlphaTauri on 1 and Haas is on 0. You can't see that on your screen, but Haas are on 0 points. Red Bull take the lead of the constructors. Verstappen, of course, is leader in the Drivers' Championship. And you know what? Although he finished P19, let's give a special mention to Daniel Ricciardo for that defensive masterclass, which held up Alex Albon and the people behind. So that pretty much gave us that buffer. And we only had to beat Hamilton or Norris or Guan Yu Zhou or one of those. And we did beat Hamilton. So fair play. Daniel Ricciardo, he played the team game and he got us some points today. So Danny Rick, well done, mate. That is us done for today. We do have the new ATR period starting. So next time out, we'll be doing a bunch of designs, a bunch of developments with the 3.6 million we have in cash. And we'll also be getting the chassis on Ricciardo's car, a new suspension on Bottas's car, and then the new side pod on Ricciardo's car as well. So Ricciardo will actually have the upgrades next time out, but Bottas will still have an extra upgrade on his car. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you go ahead, leave a like, subscribe. It keeps me motivated to keep producing more and keep them flowing out on every other day basis. At least I try to. I can't promise, but I'll try my best. Make sure you go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.